Hi everyone, we're finally here. There was one more event on the Season of the Forge timeline starting on January 8th, showing a fourth one that we need to ignite. This event was Niobe Labs, and with the build up from the previous glyph puzzles, and the monitor's message that I showcased in the last part, RaidSecrets were preparing for an amalgamation of all three puzzles. One final challenge. During the wait for reset, RaidSecrets speculated the Forge's location as it wasn't clear from this image. Ground teams managed to find a potential location in the EDZ known as Sojourner's Camp. They were convinced it was there. Reset came and the race began. Teams including Datto, Glad, T-Rex, Sweatical, and even more traveled to the camp with all three of the glyph revealing weapons, Hammerhead, Tatara Gaze, and Spiteful Fang, in search of clues. Almost immediately, these were found with the machine gun in the corridors leading to the labs. All of them contained messages in the Norse alphabet from part 1. Bring each sword to bear and plunge their true form into the forge. Spark the stone. Fan the flame. Look upon your weapons to know its true form. Three families striking in turn, together we are stronger. Quenched in the water of battle, we emerge stronger. Prepare for the Black Armory. Welcome to Niobe Labs. Sure enough, all the symbols we've seen before are in different locations of this room. Here's a map of the layout made by RaidSecrets. Buguzia Forge is just beyond this door, and we have to solve the riddle given by those clues earlier to start unlocking it. There are 3 steps required in this area while in patrol. The swords in this message are referring to our 3 weapons which we all brought already. Our first step comes from this. Spark the stone and fan the flame. A new symbol can be seen with the sniper up here. Shooting this stone with the sniper, the wind with the bow, and the flame with the machine gun results in a loud chime. Step 1 is complete. Step 2 tells us to plunge our weapon's true forms into the forge in turns. We have the hint telling us to aim down sights to find out how to do that. While RaidSecrets was solving the 3 puzzles before, people noticed these quite quickly. Aiming down sights with Hammerhead, we see a very specific pattern along the sides. This is Morse code and translates to reverse. Our true form is to craft truth from the moon backwards. While standing on moon, spell the true engraving of Ulfbert in reverse. Aiming down sights with Tatara Gaze, we find along the top a lotus flower hooked by a koi fish circled 3 times. Our true form adds a new step to the Sato's secret solution. Some of you who might have tried this solution from part 2 or seen guides like Datto's before, you may have noticed that you get the emblem upon shooting the final pagoda instead of the map solution ending on shooting lotus. This carries over to the true form. While standing on the tiger, shoot koi fish, lotus, pagoda. Move over to Dragon and shoot Tori, Rabbit, Bamboo, Pagoda. Finally, the added step is to stand on Koi Fish and shoot Lotus one final time. Aiming down sights with Spiteful Fang, we see the small dial with an arrow and 2 notches. Our true form takes the same Bazari cipher with the same starting positions, but instead of rotating them 4 turns forward like with the other puzzle, we turn them twice backwards to get a different solution. While standing on Morning, shoot Missive, Woods, Water, and Rose. Move over to Wind and shoot Missive twice. If done correctly, another chime will sound. Step 2 is complete. The third step is from this, Quenched in the Water. This was eventually done at random since it's to shoot water 3 times whenever and wherever in the room, and regardless of which symbols you shoot before and after. A final chime will sound, and a terminal will light up under the canopy, allowing us to start the mission proper.
This is where the fun begins.
We spawn in to find the mission's name, Niobe's Torment. The mission itself is our final encounter with civics in this expansion, and asks players to input 7 codes with a wave of Fallen in between each level. After a wave of ads dies, or after a certain amount of time passes, a beeping begins and the monitors in the center display clues to the level solution. Level 1 displays a riddle in French. La vraie connaissance est accordée à ceux qui attendent dans l'ombre, which translates to, true knowledge is given to those who wait in the shadows. A key observation was made about the loading screen before flying into any of the forges. In the top left, you find a hand pointing to a butterfly. The password was to spell butterfly with hammerhead while standing on hand. Level 2 displays a hand and a bunch of numbers. I'll let Nick explain this one.
Will somebody please explain to me what these magic numbers are?
It's an Ottendorf cipher.
That's right.
Oh, okay. What's an Ottendorf cipher?
Just codes. Each of these 3 numbers corresponds to a word and a key.
Usually a random book or a newspaper article.
In this case, the silence do good letters. So it's like the page number of the key text, the line on the page, and the letter in that line.
The key for our Ottendorf cipher is the translated and decrypted paragraph from Gefanen. We get the following instructions. Shoot fire and storm from the hands, then shoot rabbit and lotus from koi. Doing so moves us on to level 3. Level 3 gives us a clue pertaining to a sword forged from the ring the hand held, a key, and some encrypted text. Some experimentation and some research leads to the key being Balmung, another name of the famed Norse sword, Gram. Using this as the keyword in a monoalphabetic cipher gives us our instructions for the password. Strike bamboo from dragon, water from wind, and fire from star, all in unison. Level 4 shows the word fly alongside a pair of wings. This one broke the mold slightly when it came to these solutions. It was to shoot the letters F, L and Y while airborne in that order. Level 5 shows 3 pages of symbols connected to each other by dashes. This turned out to be a 3-tier maze of symbols starting with the in arrow and ending at the other. The solution includes all the symbols you come across between the entrance and the exit. The diagram made by Chaos Gaming illustrates this wonderfully. Several hours of testing led to the finding that the hammerhead user has to stand on hand, the sniper user on the koi fish, and the bow user on the butterfly. The last 2 levels took several days to crack. Level 6's clue consisted of the same gems from the 3rd glyph puzzle. We know from that video that all of these gems are tied to a number. Converting them into numbers, adding the numbers in each column, and converting the numbers into letters gives the name Brocéliande, a forest found in France. This is all RaidSecrets had to go on. Researching this forest was a lovely rabbit hole of myths and legends tied to King Arthur. People tried to type in words with hammerhead, everything from Arthur to Merlin, and even Adelaide, Ada One's name before becoming an EXO. Each time having to blitz through levels 1 through 5 since there were no checkpoints in the entire mission. You can see why this took so long. The mindset switched when staff from Vicarious Visions and Bungie started tweeting about their progress, telling them that they're overthinking it and that Brocéliande is just a forest. More focus was aligned with the trees aspect and less about the mythical side of it which we were getting lost in. The final solution ended up being the entire team having to shoot at our wood symbol simultaneously, while also huddled together on the butterfly symbol. This was probably tried from the start, but the lack of space to stand on butterfly led to it not registering. Now for the final level. The monitor displays our 3 swords, French, Norse and Japanese, this time tied with an element, Arc, Solar and Void. At the same time, special ammo crates spawn in the middle. As it was 1 year since Niobe Labs, Glad and his team recently got back together to perform the mission. They talk about the madness behind level 7 here.
The first time we did this, I don't know what hour it was, 60 something in, but after we got the clue, we talked about it and we did it first try.
We did.
We were actually on to something the night before, but we were so burned out.
Yeah, we were so close. That's why RaidSecrets already had that ready to go. Like, as soon as we got the clue, they had so many options.
Yeah. Like, I remember when that box popped up on 7, that really threw us off. We were like, look, we didn't get it right because we didn't pull the box, and we did the whole thing over again.
I do remember the box was fucking sketchy.
It was sketchy.
I had a full-blown breakdown.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yes, you did. Like, the full breakdown was pretty funny. But, I mean, that's what it just happened, though. But in the long run, it helped. Because, remember, we were just sitting here, and I'm like, dude, let's just take it to Twitter. Let's start an all Twitter war. I'm like, let's take it to Twitter, and let's tell how something's not right. And it actually worked, because the next day we got a clue, so...
The clue that they're referring to was a post on the forums of Bungie.net designed to be an extension to the monitor's message. This was also posted on Bungie's Twitter. With weapons imbued through sights unseen, craft truth from the hand, return the dials to the crest, stay true to the map, to prove thy knowledge of the family 3. After that, the solution was clear. One person spells the true engraving of Ulfbert from the hand, but using a solo weapon. Another performs the original solution to Mayrin's vision, but shooting all symbols with an arc weapon. And the last person performs the Datto's secret solution while using a void weapon.
Done.
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Let's fucking go, dude! Yo, shout out to RaidSecrets, man! Shout out to fucking RaidSecrets!
With that, the mission was finally complete. What started with the race to unlock Baguzia ended with a much deserved round of appreciation to all those involved in the solutions. The theory crafters, the decoders, the translators, even the ground teams, all overworked their collective minds over the 3-day ordeal. Even though there was a world first race, the true winners were clearly the entire community working on this puzzle. And that puts an end to my series on the Season of the Forge. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't seen the other 3 parts, you can find them on the end card. I had a lot of fun making this series and revisiting the mega threads full of theories, ciphers and more. Once again, thank you to Datto, Glad and evanf for inspiring me to make these, and thank you for watching. My name has been Zed. See you in the next one.